Hey, welcome back to my channel, Candy's Recovery Journey. I'm Candy and I'm an addict. And today what I want to do is read out of the how and why, or how it works and why. It's basically the same thing that AA has, called the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. This is what the book looks like. And they also have an accompanying workbook by the same name. I have that too. But what we've been studying over in RTR is the 4th step. So I am going to start reading that to you today out of How and Why. And if you want that book, it can be found on Amazon, or you can go to na.org and order it from there, or go to a local meeting in your area and they should have one, or be able to get you one pretty easily. So it is not unattainable. This chapter is pretty long, so what I'm going to do is break it up into 3 different videos. That way you can take time to absorb what I've read and think about it. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them to me in the comment section. And I will do my very level best to answer them the best I can. And if I need help, I will turn to my sponsor to get you those answers. I'm sorry there's such a mess going on behind me. I'm in the process of cleaning. But, as we all know, I don't know why they call it cleaning, because you got to make a horrific mess first. So, we are on step 4 over at Real Talk Recovery. So, like I said, that's where I'm going to start in the how and why. Just because I don't want to confuse everybody and start at step 1 and everybody who's over there goes, oh my goodness, we didn't study this yet. So no, I will come back to that, but right now we're going to start at step 4 because that's where we are. And last night we touched upon the sex aspect of it. We're not going to get to that in this part today. So, step 4. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. By working the first 3 steps, we have formed a solid foundation for our recovery. Our active addiction tested, however, unless we build upon this foundation. As we worked the 3rd step, many of us were puzzled. How can we make sure we are really turning our will and our lives over to the care of God? The answer is simple. We work the remainder of the steps, starting with step 4. Why work the 4th step? That's a good question. Let's see what it says. After all, we've been able to stay clean so far, but some of us are still haunted by a driving obsession to use drugs. Others find that feelings of discomfort are more subtle. A nagging feeling that something isn't quite right, a sense of impending doom, or feelings of fear and anger that have no apparent reason. Still others may think we're doing just fine without a 4th step. However, our experience of fellowship has shown that sooner or later, members who don't work this critical step relapse. I'm sorry if you hear anything behind me. It's me listening to Christine over at Simply Nailogical. I absolutely love what she does with nails. She's actually taught me a few things. Shout out to Christine. Okay, for many of us, our motivation to work the 4th step is quite simple. We're working a program of recovery and we want to continue. Because our disease involves much more than our drug use, recovery involves more than simple abstinence from drugs. The solution to our problem is a profound change in our thinking and our behavior. We need to change how we perceive the world and alter our role in it. We need to change our attitude. Whether our motivation is a desire to move away from our addiction or to move toward recovery doesn't really matter. The 4th step is a turning point in our journey of recovery. It is a time for deep personal reflection. The confusion that we attempted to mask with self-deception and drugs is about to diminish. I'm sorry I'm smoking. I am just so stressed. We'll get into that after I'm done reading. We are embarking on a search for insight into ourselves, our feelings, our fears, our resentments, and the patterns of behavior that make up our lives. We may be very frightened at the prospect of examining ourselves so thoroughly. We don't know ourselves very well, and we may not be sure we want to. I'm going to put this out. Okay. Our fear of the unknown may seem overwhelming at this point, but if we recall our faith and trust in our higher power, our fear can be overcome. We believe that part of God's will for us is to work the steps. We trust that the final outcome of working the fourth step will be the continued healing of our spirits, and we go on. The principles of recovery that we have already begun to practice are vital to working the fourth step. The honest acceptance of our addiction brought with us from step 1 will help us to be honest about other aspects of our addiction. We've developed a level of trust and faith in a power greater than ourselves, and that glimmer of hope we've been feeling is growing with each day clean. I know it is for me. I hope it is for all of you. We've paved the way to recovery with our willingness, and we find the courage necessary to work the fourth step through living these principles. Honesty is an essential part of this step. Our years of living a lie must end. If we sit down and become very quiet with ourselves, we will find it easier to get in touch with the truth. Now, okay, on that, when you're doing a fourth step, it's very, very important that you go to a quiet spot where you're free from all distractions, all people, and just get paper and pen or pencil, color pen, marker, I don't care, use what you want. But it's very important to get yourself in a quiet space where you can sit down and get in touch with yourself honestly. You know, sit down and pray for your higher power to help you be as honest and forthright as you can remember. But if you're surrounded in utter chaos when you're trying to do this, you're going to forget things. I guarantee it. If that means you got to get in your car and drive to a quiet spot, do so. If that means you have to go to a library and put on earphones and quiet music, do so. Just get to a point where it's quiet so that you can sit down and be honest with yourself and your higher power. Alright. Where were we? What we currently know to be true, we put on paper, holding nothing back. Telling the truth is a brave act, but with our faith and trust in the God of our understanding, we find the courage to be searching and fearless. With our courage, we are able to put on paper those things we thought we'd never tell. What is meant by a searching and fearless moral inventory? We take stock of our assets and liabilities. We try to get at the bottom of who we are, to expose the lies we have told ourselves about ourselves. Don't mind me, I'm just grooming my cat because he went out and rolled in the sand. Bummers. And my daughter's also here with us. Say hi. She pops in from time to time. Hi. We try to keep her away, but
Hey!
Sort of shooting her. We can't do that.
Hey!
I think she heard me.
Well, duh! Bum Bum, she's being mean to me.
This is Bum Bum. Say hi, Bum Bum. Bum. Okay, eat your food. Alright.
Mama, we're thinking about going swimming later. Do you want to come with?
I got a doctor's appointment, babe.
I know. When we're going to your doctor's appointment, we're thinking about going down a bit early, or...
I got a ride picking me up.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Dad thought Tam was supposed to drive you.
No, we'll discuss it after this. See, this is part of Candy's recovery journey, people. This is my life. And as you can see, communication is not the greatest of my fortes. So, like I said, we're going to deal with that after the fact. And I'm going to get back to finishing this.
What you doing?
And try to keep my cat out of my face.
What are you doing?
Reading about the fourth step.
So what's up?
You can read it later.
You only let me read up to step 2, so I don't know what step 4 are.
She'll get it, trust me. Alright. So.
That. Knock some stuff over.
Alright. Excuse me, I'll be about 5 more minutes.
You're showing me out.
Yes. Goodbye. Say goodbye. Bye, Danica. And she is so in trouble. Alright.
Love you, Mom. Ow.
See? See what happens? You hit your mother, you hurt yourself.
I'll hit my mother in a minute.
Don't. Okay. So, as searching and fearless moral inventory, we take stock of our assets and liabilities. We try to get at the bottom of who we are to expose the lies we have told ourselves about ourselves. For years, we became whoever we needed to be to survive our addiction. After living a lifetime of lies, we began to believe those lies. Although we did discover some valuable truths in the first step, the fourth step further separates fantasy from reality. We can begin to stop being the person we have invented and find the freedom to be who we are. If the word moral bothers us, we have found that talking with our sponsor about our reservations can ease our discomfort. A moral inventory doesn't mean that we will condemn ourselves. In reality, the inventory process is one of the most loving things we can do for ourselves. Excuse me, kitty, you can't go that way. We simply look at our instincts, our desires, our motives, our tendencies, and the compulsive routines that kept us trapped in our addiction. No matter how many days or how many years we have been clean, we are still human and subject to defects and failings. An inventory allows us to look at our basic nature with its flaws and its strengths. We look not only at our imperfections, but also at our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations, and where they may have gone astray. Step 4 is a big step forward on the path of recovery. And I like that saying because it just reiterates the fact that step 4 is going to be what moves you forward in your recovery. And I'm sorry, I'm cooped up in a little space, so you're going to watch me move around quite a bit when I record in here. Some of us may want to write our inventory all at once. Others spend some time writing each day. Anytime we sit down to write, we ask our higher power for the courage and honesty we need to be thorough and to reveal what we are searching for. In most cases, we are relieved to find that once we begin, the words seem to flow naturally. We need not worry about what we are writing. Our higher power will reveal no more to us than we can handle. Most of us don't have much experience with the type of self-appraisal we are about to do, and we must have the guidance and support of our sponsor in order to understand what we're doing. Okay, I can't stress the need to have a sponsor when you're going through the steps, but especially during your fourth. Please don't just go out and grab the workbook that accompanies this and sit down and answer the questions by yourself, because you're not going to get a real true picture of everything that's going on. Please work this step with a sponsor. I cannot stress that enough. I tried doing it that way, and it doesn't work. It just does not work. You're not going to get everything out that needs to be out. You're just not. Our sponsor may give us a format to follow, certain subjects or points to concentrate on, or just general guidance. Not only can our sponsor provide direction for the actual inventory, he or she can encourage us to be courageous, remind us to pray, and be emotionally supportive throughout this process. We often strengthen our relationship with our sponsor by relying on her or his experience at this time. Okay, that's what I'm going to stop for this part of it. Those of you that are embarking on a fourth step, like I said, get with your sponsor. If you don't have a sponsor, get a sponsor. If you are a woman and you need somebody to help guide you through it, please get a hold of me and I will share my resources with you and help you do the best I can. Gentlemen, get a hold of me and I will put you in contact with somebody that can help you. Alright, thank you for giving me your time. I have to get ready to go to my Suboxone appointment today and have my TB test done so that I can do the peer recovery coaching that I am so adamant about doing, that I have so much desire to do. So, thank you for letting me read. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for supporting me. I love you all. Stay safe. Stay clean and sober. And above all, remember I love you. Please subscribe to my channel. Throw up a like or don't do any of those things. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye!